it should come on. Yep, and we're go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comedy and Crumpets. I'm Dylan Mandlsohn. I'm coming to you all the way from Toronto, Canada. And my esteemed colleague here to my left or right, depending on your screen, is Mr. Pat Treuer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me co-host show again, sir.
That's right. Coming to you all the way from the mountains of Colorado. That's right. I'm a Canadian. He's an American. And we're talking to a UK crowd. So it's nice.
A real Frankenstein of a show here.
Yeah.
Blair Woods, hello. And missed you guys last week. We missed you too, Blair. We did. We appreciate you.
Missed you. Okay. Well,
if we have any new viewers, this is just two guys who like to call themselves comedians chatting about a variety of subjects for about 30 minutes. And we're going to start with kind of a recap of our week, some stories, and then some fun facts. And please feel free if you have any questions, don't be a dick, but just throw them in there. We love to field them, or you want to say anything, send it our way. You can make fun of us. It's fine. We'll be all right. So we were bullied as children. Now we've been able to get over it. So all right, buddy.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
What's going on, man?
Oh, man. This was the very first week I started to virtually teach students. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I am a substitute teacher, and this was the first week that I have joined the virtual teaching. And I'll tell you, I'm getting paid to do nothing. I am. These kids, they don't need me at all. They don't need to be supervised in the bedroom. They're good.
Yeah. Suresh agrees with that. Been off because of school. Yeah. Let's hear about this virtual substitute.
So I just sit in front of my computer. These kids, they don't turn their monitors on. They keep their side on mute, so I can't see them. I can't hear them. As far as I know, they're not even there. And I'm not asking if they're there either. I couldn't be happier doing nothing all day.
Are you pre-recording your teaching sets?
Dude, I totally pre-record my teaching sets. Like you know what I am? I'm just visible. I even mute my own side. Everybody can just see my face, so they can just like turn on and just go, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom," and I'm like, I wouldn't have known if you went anyway, man. Just go. I don't care. I'm substitute teaching. I'm pretending to know things today. That's what I'm doing.
So everyone go to youtube.com, movie day. Your favorite, what do we learn about? We're learning about Canadian Parliament. Just pick whatever you like. Just type it in the search bar. Best of luck.
My God, I'm like over here thinking I'm just covering a math session. They're over there playing Call of Duty. I don't care. I'm just like, we're just trying to get to 3:00, everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. 2020 and 2021 brought us a lot of new scenarios. I got to say, I'm happy about it. I mean, obviously, listen, aside from people who have been affected in a very negative way and have not been able to recover through circumstances out of their control, that's the exception. New viewers, we will throw out disclaimers just so everybody knows that we're not total assholes. Yeah, but I think that's fascinating, right? It's just a new way of learning. It's like adaptation. Substitute teacher, I didn't even think about that. We've been doing shows for people to talk about school and their kids at home. I didn't even think about the substitute teacher element.
I understand that a teacher can be too sick to come in school, but how are you too sick to stay at home? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you need me for? I'm too sick. Here. I can't come into the kitchen today.
Yeah.
I gotta stay in the bedroom. I can't. I'm like, what do you need me for? You don't need me. I'll take your money, but I fucking tell you, I'm a bump over here. Like I am. You don't need me.
Yeah. Oh, look at who's back, Ray Turner.
Ray Turner.
You want to read this one out loud in the Ray Turner Awards?
I'm gonna try. So I was looking for last week's show on Facebook, failed utterly. So tried YouTube today, and it was last week's show, WTF. Was that right?
The Ray
Guys,
Turner.
By the way, yes, Ray is a regular viewer. We love him, and he's from England, and that's how I think.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's great.
just
And
a
Ray,
complete jerk about it.
Ray, we appreciate it. And you know what, Ray? This is my fault for not sending you the message. The heads up. We took last week off because we had some private shows that we did, to pay the bills. So, Ray, please accept my apology for not letting you know.
Yeah. Now, I actually I want to tell you something, Pat. This is because Pat and I we have a show tomorrow, right? I can say that.
You just don't say who we're doing it for.
Right. But I can just say that we have a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was gonna. To be honest, I didn't know if I would if it was important to bring this up, but I accidentally double booked myself. I actually have to teach tomorrow, but because it's such a useless job, I'm going to do the show while I'm teaching.
You're going for shock value of live show. That's, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw my face right there, that's anger. That's anger, and that's.
I've already spoken to the principal about it. I thought the show was going to be after school, so it's my bad. But I've worked it out completely. It's not going to interfere at all.
Okay, great. Well, let me know if we need a lineup shift. I just need to know that.
No, I'm going to be and it's going to be totally fine because I'm going to have the kids. Right, so like I'm using my phone here, which I will be for the show. I'll have my laptop here where I'll be teaching. I'm going to mute them and the computer itself, so I won't be able to hear them. So something that happens in their bedroom, good luck to you. But so when it's my turn to do the show,
oh my gosh,
buddy. It's going to be fine. I promise you it's going to be fine. Honestly.
Okay. I'm okay. I trust you, but here's what I'm going to say right now, because this is no news to anybody. I wish you had told me that before the show, before you publicly announced that you're going to do the teaching.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're a substitute teacher, and you just said, I'm going to put the kids on mute.
And I hope no parent of the children I'm teaching tomorrow is watching right now.
It's good. Yeah, well, one of our 4 viewers, I think odds are good in your favor. Yeah. But still, you never know.
The parents will probably be like, why can't my child just listen to your jokes? What's wrong with that? Well, maybe that's what my kid needs. He's in his room all day. You think he's interested in you, and what you actually have to do, you should make him laugh, too.
Yeah, 6-minute bathroom break for Professor Mandlsohn.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't run the light.
Yeah. It does limit the imagination of what I'm doing in there for 6 minutes. But
hey, look at this, Elena Polyanovsky. I hope that's right, Elena. You guys are awesome. I'm smiling the whole time. Elena, you're awesome. Appreciate that.
Shows that I know.
Ray, hey, no apology needed. Paid work trumps doing free stuff. Well, thanks, Ray. We appreciate your understanding.
Sharp left politics right there.
We lose 33% of our audience if we lose Ray.
That's true. That's true, Ray. We really need you to stick around. You are 33% of the eyeballs. Look at that, man. If you don't watch us, just please keep whatever device you're watching us on, man. Just do us a solid if you could.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Let's go.
It, man.
All right. Well, thanks for. I would like to address one more thing before we run on. So, audience members, if you're not already aware, I work to produce virtual comedy shows, and Dylan is wonderful on them. He's an excellent virtual comedian. If you need just a single virtual comedian, I strongly recommend Dylan. And I mean single as in single, and he's also performs by himself. So double bonus right there. Here's the thing. Is that many times in these shows are supposed to be clean. We have a strict set of guidelines. Strict, I say. We have a set of reasonable guidelines is a better word. And like content, or like don't drop things on me last minute, like Dylan just did. But it's fine. Turns out what he just told me, not a big deal. However, if you saw my face, that's the exact face. That's the exact face I give during a show with an actual customer when a comic does not abide by the content standards that we've set forth of like a clean show. And it's become a fun game of some of the performers we work with to say, look at your face. And maybe they screenshot my face where it's like, that's what that looks like. So anyways, let's move on. Buddy, you got some good stories, I know.
Well, it's interesting, because comedy and Crumpets, we don't just go for laughs. We talk about comedy too.
Yes, we do.
And obviously, this whole virtual show thing, you've had, we've talked before about, not you bombed personally, but you've had comedians bomb, right? But you have to have me back. Thank you.
Yeah. I bombed. Yeah, just I've bombed. Yeah, virtual and not virtual. So anyway,
totally.
But you have you ever been booed?
I have been booed. I have been legitimately booed, and I don't mean online. I mean live. I mean, I was standing in front of these people while they were just like booing from the bowels of their stomach, like just really, not like boo, excuse me, boo, a little bit. It was like. They hated me.
Tell me about what happened.
Which time, really?
Let's go.
There's been a few.
One that makes you laugh the hardest.
The first time I was in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh, Hallie?
Old Hallie, 2006. I remember it so clearly because I had just finished doing back-to-back the Boston Comedy Festival, the San Francisco Comedy Festival, then taped my very first half-hour special on TV, then went over to do the Seattle Comedy Festival, finaled in San Francisco and Seattle, and then from there went to Los Angeles from Seattle, auditioned for The Big Bang Theory, then flew to Halifax and got booed.
All right, give us the setup of the material.
So I was 26. I was 26 years old, and just cocky, man. I had just finished all these the biggest comedy competitions at the time.
Yeah.
That a no-name comedy. I did really well with all of them.
Yeah, I can believe that you were cocky because I've seen the headshots that you still use from when you were 26. I was like, that's a cocky young man. All right, so you're coming in. You are feeling like this is. And this
is honestly, it was a very humbling situation. It was a learning experience, and I've never done it. I feel horrible about it. I was in Halifax, Nova Scotia, coming out of Los Angeles from the CBS studios.
Yeah, and
I'm just like, all right, I guess I'll do this paid weekend in Halifax. So at the time, the Halifax was running a comedy festival throughout the year. Like they picked a weekend to do it, and the representatives came down to watch me, and they came to the show that I got booed. So I'm on stage, and I'm headlining. I'm doing 45 minutes in front of these people.
How many people?
And it's Saturday, first show. Sold out.
So how many is that? What, 100? 150?
No. Okay, 150 to 200 people.
Oh,
in that room, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And the comedian before me went on, and he destroyed doing like internet jokes, like serious internet jokes, not like hack, full blown. I remember at the time, 2006, where political correctness wasn't as relevant as it is now.
Sure.
This was one of the jokes, and it's an internet joke. It's not even his. He said, if you spin an Oriental around, does he become disoriented? That was one of the jokes, and it decimated. This crowd loved those type of jokes.
Sure.
And I'm thinking to myself, if they're laughing at this hack, stolen nonsense, they're going to love it.
Oh, that's the mistake. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I keep interjecting. This is so exciting.
This is it. Oh my God. So.
All right. So what got the first boo?
It was the first joke. It was the first joke. And I literally, like in the history of the human experience, some person has walked and just fallen into a 10-foot hole and didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
That's what happened on stage. Here's the thing that I didn't know at the time that I flew into Halifax, and I'm headlining there for the very first time. I didn't know anything about really like Halifax. Nova Scotia is its own culture. Culture. I don't know the stigmas or the insecurities that kind of the culture there might have. What I didn't know is that they don't like people from Toronto. I'm from Toronto. So I go on stage, and the first thing out of my mouth is, "Hey, everybody, I'm from Toronto, and it's nice to be here in Halifax because like I'm from Toronto, so I get the whole town out like this." And they were like,
"Yeah, oh, yes."
And when I realized when I got it from them, I said, "No, it's great to be back here in 1980." They were. They were just going crazy.
Oh boy,
buddy! It was nuts. It was nuts, man. I couldn't recover. I had 45 minutes to do after those two jokes.
What'd you do? Sit down and read a book?
Wow, I should have. I would have done better if I just wrote up like some sort of like I don't know. So I don't read books, so I don't have a reference for this. But
you should have just sat down and read Ken Follett's Pillars of the Earth.
That's what I was trying to say. That exact thing that those words you just said in a row. I meant to say that, but I didn't see it. I ain't getting nothing.
Remember, let's leave the reading to me.
You read.
And we'll leave the comedy to you.
Dylan, you couldn't think of one book?
Not one book.
Have you ever just, I don't know, like even maybe just an adaptation? Jaws was the book, Dylan. Did you? Yeah. You could have just said Jaws.
I love asking people the question, what is do you like to read? Oh, I love reading. Oh, I love reading. I read so much. I'm like, wow, what are some recent, like really good books that you'd recommend? That's a tough question. I can't remember the names right now.
Or the words that I read when I read them.
Yeah.
So the stuff.
Oh, Ray Turner. The lesson is when one is in a hole, one should not continue digging. Right.
Buddy, I tried. I tried to get out of it. I'm at like 45 minutes of just trying to joke after joke. First of all, it's like a fisher at the time. At the time, Halifax was very fisher person or whatever. Struggling to be politically correct over here. Fisher man, fish person.
Fishing
Anyone can
industry
fish.
Focused.
Anyone's allowed. I'm not going to discriminate people who like to fish.
Hey, looks like you've come a long way.
I just got canceled.
Yeah, you're out. Oh, Koto. Hello, Koto. All right, so how'd you finish the 45 minutes?
Just like, honestly, there was no saving grace to this set. This was I went into jokes about, I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Drama, and before I could even hit the punchline, they were just like, yeah, we're not educated, man. We don't care. Like you're looking at fishermen and carpenters. Like, you know what I mean? You're some douche that just got off from Los Angeles. Can you go another one and leave, please?
You're an asshole who just dumps on our town the first two sentences of your set.
Yeah. We hate you for many reasons.
Oh, so what did you learn from that?
I learned a lot. One of the biggest lessons, though, was I got to know my audience. I wasn't able to identify them. I wasn't able to present any contrast. I didn't humble myself to them. I felt like I was totally confident without justifying it. I didn't work my way up. I didn't establish any level of redeeming qualities that I might have. I didn't know that they didn't like people from Toronto, and I should have addressed that. But I couldn't because I didn't know it at the time. So I just had to get hit in the face. I just had to get knocked down really hard there, and it made me it made me a better comic. But man, that lesson was hard, man. Because at the very end, what happened here? We got
fishermen and carpenters should have gone with Jesus Space jokes. That's spot on, buddy.
Buddy, you're right. I totally should have. Jesus would have worked. Jesus would have worked. At the very end of the show, in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, well, maybe the people who booked the Halifax Comedy Festival could see through it being a bad audience. You know, like this is what I'm thinking in my mind. Not that I was a terrible comic, but I'm thinking hopefully they can see through that.
Oh, they see my talents. They see.
So I walk outside of the comedy club to see them maybe 30 feet just the back of their heads and just walking inside going like,
hey guys,
there's no way, you know, we're like that guy doesn't have a shot. But years later, luckily, I did get into the Halifax Comedy Festival, but I had retweaked and retooled my whole act, and everything was different at that point, and I had learned. But that was a tough night. That was and what a humbling experience after just those competitions, going to LA, being invited to audition for a script at the time. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know the Big Bang Theory was going to be what it was. It was some script like words with 18 consonants and a vowel. You had to like memorize all this science jargon and everything like that, right? And hit
what part were you auditioning for?
The coleoxenin is the and you're like, oh, I got to make that funny. What is this? Right? It just looked weird.
The part of student number 4 in the background.
No, I was cop number 4. No, I auditioned for the Howard Wolowitz character.
Oh wow!
And I didn't, but I'm obviously, and I got it. I don't know if you would know the end of that. So,
turns out I didn't get it.
It turns out I didn't get it. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it was all a cool experience. Like looking back on it, but what a roller coaster, man! Like
sure,
it's insane.
In my very limited experience, and viewers, I have not done comedy nearly as long as Dylan, but I found that when I am riding a high of confidence and I let that just get in my way just a little bit, I'm going to bomb the next show. Like I can ride. It was when I was living in Chicago. This is the first time it happened. I was living in Chicago. I was just doing so many open mics, so many shows, and I was on a roll. And I got booked at a bunch of shows here in Colorado where I was like, this was like my first big headline. I was the headliner in Steamboat, this tiny town, on a Friday night. And I go into that show. It's a brewery, like this cool backroom brewery. There's like a tanks, stainless steel tanks, and like, I just go and I do 30 minutes and I do a good job. It goes great. And then the next night was a show in Vail, another little small town, in front of about 50 people. And the show was put on by my friend. And I had a bunch of my friends come. And I had what I thought was the greatest opening line and that I came up with right before. I was like, I'm on fire this trip. I've just been crushing shows. I just did my first major headline. I opened with the line and total silence. And I lost pretty much everybody. And it was so bad after the show, my friends came up to me and said, that guy before you and after you, they were really funny. I was like, oh boy, just because I had that.
Yeah. It goes to show you. Yeah. Every show's a first date.
Yeah. Oh, Scott's here. Boy, you want to read that one from him?
I'm following only by sight because I'm in a meeting, but I can tell Dylan is still having reading problems.
Oh God! You didn't pause intentionally, did you?
I had reading problems.
Still having
the fact that I have reading problems. That's beautiful. Thanks. Way to.
We've got. Oh. That might be the greatest moment.
I can't hear him, but I can tell him. This guy,
We got 6 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, you just made fun of people not being educated. I'm still having reading problems. Oh.
Because I can't see it. Why is it so? How come it's so fine and tiny? All right.
That's all right, buddy. Again, I'll take the reading. I just thought that was a prime one for you to read. Hey, you want to get into some fun facts, or you want to tell another story with our 6 minutes?
You know what? I think we could have time for a fun fact right now before we see what else comes our way.
Fantastic.
Did you know this? This is a fun fact, everybody. Did you know that the average U.S. household has 300,000 things in it? Did you know that? 300,000 things. Most of it's in your fridge. Let's get ourselves.
I was going right to the bathroom, but yeah, I see.
I see that you shouldn't fat shame. It's not nice. No. It's not. There's a lot of people.
Why do you think our economy was doing so good prior to the pandemic? Yeah, just come up with worthless stuff. Anyways, 300,000. Interesting.
That's a fun fact. I did read that. Yeah.
Where'd you read it?
On a website of fun facts.
Fun facts. Was fun facts spelled properly?
I don't know. I have trouble reading. That's the problem.
All right. Next fun fact, unless there's a punchline.
Fun fact. There, I you wouldn't tell, but I actually have a punchline. Did you know this? This is a fun fact. The novel Gatsby. Funny how I couldn't think of a novel earlier, and yet
The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, no, it's not great. I think it's just the novel Gatsby. It says here that it's the longest book ever published, 50,000 words, that doesn't contain the letter E. Believe that? 50,000 words doesn't contain the letter E. It's excellent.
Wow.
Okay, let's move on. Do you get it?
Yeah, that's good. That one took me a minute.
I don't mind explaining these punchlines.
Well, no, listen, that's why we need you for the comedy. I'll do the Ray Turner. If only I had something to help with reading. Wait a minute. What's that on your face, Pat? It's a nose that keeps getting bigger. Blair Woods, that's my fave. I love that book. That's surprising, Blair, considering every reference we give in the 90s or before, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Booyah.
Booyah. JK, Blair. JK.
I understand Gatsby, but I've never heard
All right, good. And sorry I interrupted the previous one. Well, you're going to give a punchline? I might as well be in the audience and be like, tell us a joke.
I know. Yeah, those are tough heckles too.
Yeah.
You know, some lines are just awful.
All right, what else you got? What other fun facts you got for us?
This is a fun fact. Did you know that Shakespeare, I mean, just speaking of literature, Shakespeare invented more than 1,700 words? This is why no one understands Shakespeare.
Yeah.
In fact, thou
hast prolongeth the 14th eve of the summer's nocturnal habitateth within the marastronal Capricornus popcorn.
Yeah. How come no one back then went, yeah, look, you're on your own, man. Like, no one.
Listen, dude. You're going to be regarded probably one of the most popular people in history.
Yeah, you love Shakespeare, Blair? Yes. Still not in the era of SpongeBob. But okay, so no one's believing you, Blair. No one's believing you.
2 minutes.
What? Okay. I have a few more. Did you check this out? This is an interesting fact. Daniel Radcliffe went through 70 wands and 160 glasses during the making of Harry Potter. It just goes to show you how tough it is to really become a wizard. You know what I mean? That's a lot of stuff.
I was going to say that's a lot of cocktails for a young actor.
I'm really happy you took the tails at the end of that. That was it had me worried there for a second.
Oh, Ray Turner's fact checking your fun fact on Shakespeare. He didn't. He was just the first to write them down.
Oh, well, look at you, Mr. Turner. Yes. Hey, well, 30, it just goes to show you that 33% of our audience is smarter than I am.
Scott, audio on. Yepeth, Dylan can't readeth.
And you can't spell it.
Yeah, Blair Woods, Gryffindor for the win. Fantastic. Look at that. Our audience just looped the joke for us.
Man, you guys don't even need us anymore. You guys are...
Fantastic. All right, let's do one more, and then we're closing out.
One more fun fact. You know that you can actually get your eyeballs tattooed, always against your will. That's never, yeah. It's a tough one.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It's like what kind of tattoo do you think you would even get in your eye? Like, does that say mom? Sorry, I love you, Mom. It didn't come back, but I got this now.
Just look into my eyes. I love you. Boy, I love you, Karen. Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Apparently, Blair Wynn says that wouldn't hurt so much.
That wouldn't hurt so much to get a tattoo in your eye. Oh my lord. Well, maybe Blair's been to prison. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe she's like Wolverine. Okay, let's do one more. We can't close on that. Tattoo eyes.
Oh damn it! That was the last one. No, I can. I can think of another one. In that, honestly,
bad choice.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? This is my open mic now. I can't perform anywhere.
Where would you? Didn't read it
Canada's still closed. You didn't get it properly. I get it.
No, listen, that was my fault. Dylan Mandlsohn cannot readeth. The next funneth facteth. Okay, that we've taken that one as far as it can go, I think. For now.
Thing. Okay, I got one more fun fact for you.
Great.
I was holding out on you.
Good.
Okay, Did you know this? Yes, it's true. I do.
Canadian.
I have one. Yes,
Toronto, just like a Toronto in this.
Yeah, well, we'll have it only for a few seconds, and then we reveal the truth.
All right.
Yes. Did you know that there is actually a toilet museum? You know that?
Oh, yeah, in Seattle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Thomas Crapper.
Thomas Crapper. Yeah. I wonder what that museum smells like.
Smells old and damp. I've been there. Yeah. Seattle. It's underground. They had like an underground city, and that was it. And its toilets are built up. Okay, people don't care. Yeah. Oh no! Look at Scott really bringing you home for the end of the show. Dylan can't close. Fran's so disappointed. Oh. Bringing your mom's disappointment into the equation.
She sets the bar so low for me. It's good. She's always just like, honey, did you wake up this morning and close yourself? That's my boy. That's I'm so proud.
Oh, buddy, as much as I love talking here, we've reached the end of our show. Ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
at the end. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We love having you, both of you. Thank you. Come here and say that. Whoa,
Mandlsohn, come here and say that, Fran. Mother of the year. Absolutely do not put up with Scott.
Lord, your country. She will refuse swapping muffin recipes with you. Don't mess with her. She will.
Fran Mandlsohn is the strongest close of the show.
Yes. She won't give you thirds when you ask. She will fill you up with seconds only. Don't you mess with my mom.
Oh, buddy, this has been a fun episode. Everybody watching, thanks for all the comments. As always, we appreciate it. We appreciate you watching. And listen, Dylan's got his dry bar special. You got to check it out if you haven't done so yet. You can follow Dylan at Dylan Comic on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. He's just on Dylan Mandlsohn. Anything else you want to get out there, buddy, for your credits?
I want to say to anybody that's quietly watching and not commenting, that does want to book comedians, go to this man right here, Pat Treuer. He has got a fleet of wonderful comedians. I happen to be one of them. He books any kind of show, but he definitely specializes in clean corporate, family-friendly entertainment. And he runs a tight ship, and it's beautiful. So, Pat, how can they get a hold of you if they want to do that?
TreuerLaughs.com, TreuerLaughs.com, or just Instagram direct message me at RealFunnyPat. So.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be here next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain time, and 11 p.m. UK time.
Yes.
Have a safe week, everybody.
All right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Here we go.